you're selling it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. But
I'm gonna throw that like Oprah style. You get one.
Oh,
Well,
I like
somebody
that.
did that yesterday.
That's excellent.
It was hardback. No, they weren't hardback.
That would be something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't remember what happened, but it was so good.
Yeah, right.
I like the shoes.
Thank you. They got the fun. They don't hurt your feet.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like the wedge kind of. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they got a little flair. I mostly wear tennis shoes, so.
Flat shoes all the way.
You're right.
Yeah. I love them.
Nope, they're cute.
My daughter would wear a pair.
I would too.
I love it. I have actually like 3 or 4 of this brand. Yeah,
really are.
because they're so, you can run in them. They're so comfortable.
They're comfy.
I'm just wearing little flip flops, but they're arches, so they have that really nice arch support in them.
I wear sandals just right. But it's cold out.
It's cold. What are you gonna do later? Well, it's gonna get chilly today.
Oh, it's gonna be cold all day.
It's a chilly day. I know. I brought my jacket. Oh, there you go. I'd be here
Just
too.
go down to aviation, you know, and then I just take like 2.
Well, all the way down to the aviation, and then you take a left. That's where I live.
Oh, okay.
That's Ramada. El Segundo.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, yeah. I just keep going.
I see.
But not far. I mean, there's no traffic there. Traffic. Last night, wasn't any traffic. So, I take that way. Highway. Yes.
I went a different way yesterday. And it
Go
was,
down UCA.
yeah.
Ask you to sign our goods for us. So this one's mine and it's rosemary.
And tea is rosemary tea or together.
2 words. Thank you for asking. I read Mary's
Are you going to be at your booth tomorrow? I mean, today?
I had a near-death experience too.
Oh,
Yeah, oh, my whole body, I'm like,
oh, don't do that when I'm trying to run.
I would definitely and ask you all these questions again so it refreshes your talk to you.
my twin's name's Marcia.
No, I should be taking this off.
Marcia. I snuck in, sorry.
What does that mean, snacking?
I snuck in. Well, I know I know you're getting ready to start, but I really want to go autograph.
It's an energy.
Absolutely.
It's starting exactly as
I appreciate it.
Good luck. No, first time.
I'll give you back.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much.
Right? Well, they probably canceled.
They did.
We're supposed to do it. But this is the time people are coming out. Quote. You know, I mean, totally. So it's a perfect time. I know today is going to be
I don't
I start to.
I don't do real well.
I don't like too much. I don't like too much.
We can help it.
It's like, I don't know it's coming. It's like, oh, my knee. And I'm like, I guard it, yeah. So I just kind of like, I don't even know what's going to take.
Yep.
Because I don't want to You know a lot of people. How do you know Joanna?
Yeah, yes, and no. Some people I know in person.
You got this, Marguerite.
I just, well, I don't know about good for me, but are you saving that?
No, my daughter was
Okay, well, she could have, okay, yeah, no, whatever works.
Did you all scoot down one so people like come like
well, there you go.
I don't want to be.
I do.
Somebody comes on
Queen
set.
Angel.
Well, here,
I love your crown. Oh my God, I love his crown. I have chills. You're the one who gave me this crown. You have a booth downstairs?
No, I don't. I left my house with this crown. And then, and you know, the thought that came in my mind this morning was, the queen knows when to give up her crown.
Ah, to another queen, to the empress.
Yes.
Oh, that's
It's a good room.
What's your name? What's Nancy? Wow, Nancy, you are just so beautiful. You are all so beautiful. I think we should start. Let's do it. All right. All right, everyone, every angel here in this room. We are leaving the third dimension. You are stepping into your fifth dimension, angelic self, even before the doors close. Feeling that energy, guys. All right, I'm Joan of Angels. And I'm bringing that angelic frequency to all of you. And my major role here on the planet is to remind people that they're angels, to remind them of the power and the specialness that each and every one of you have inside. So are you feeling it?
Yeah.
All right, and you know, it's not just you and your body, it's also you and the whole angelic team that you brought with us. So this room is full. You feel it? I feel it. Joy is in the house. So I'm here on behalf of Conscious Life Expo. Who here is here for the first time? Raise your hand. Oh my God, the room. I have not ever been in a room that was more newbies than you know, the regulars. So I just want, who's here, who's been here before? Okay, let us, welcome them. Give them a big round of applause. You're here at Conscious Life Expo. You will want to be here. This is our 21st year of being here, bringing consciousness raising events and presentations and speakers from around the world. We have 3 floors of both vending and speakers and workshops, so we want you to take advantage of all of them so that you get so excited about what we're doing here. And I want to say I'm doing an event in San Diego with Portal to Ascension in April, and I will leave some flyers outside there, and also 30 speakers consciousness. All right, but I'm here to introduce an amazing, angelic, magical woman. She is the author of Queuing Up Magic. Now, you know what queuing up magic means. That's magic miracles. It's that energy of getting what you really deserve and are here to have, and the energy that you need to hold this lifetime. So I just met Joy, but I felt her as being a pillar of the whole angelic frequency, as if she's holding the space of this whole hotel. She's holding that container. She is an authentic, high angelic being. I can't even read what's on the bio. You could read that. But that's what I'm feeling. So you guys are in for a treat, and I want to thank you for being part of the Angelic Brigade. So give it up for Joy.
Have a great.
Thank you. All right. Isn't she just, I just want to soak her up. Like every second, I was like, I'm in heaven. That's what we came for.
Joan of Angels.
Yes. So the other thing that I noticed is walking into the room, I've been feeling Jonah for a while. So those of you who know me but know, I start to feel Jonah come in with a message. I never have any idea what we're going to do. I try to set it up. I try to write it. So we're going to do the talk, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I'm saying, yeah, I'm going to be here and do a talk, and it's going to be about this. Well, I have no idea what we're going to talk about. So we'll see what happens. I am going to do a segment where we're going to go through an experience of what quantum expansion is, which is what I call Q. So we will experience that, and we'll come into this beautiful resonance, not from each other, but with each other. So through ourselves, and connect together in the room. So while I'm channeling an energy that is perceived outside of me, that energy is an aspect of me at a different dimension. So we are pulling that energy in. I call that energy Jonah. So I'll tell you a little bit about Jonah before we start. But I also wanted to say, as I come into the room and feeling everybody and knowing that there was a calling into the space. So when I set the intention to be here, there was a calling in of those souls who were ready to let go of being trapped by the physical condition, of needing to focus so much on the healing and so much on the physical that they were ready to experience their life as an ascended being and not wait until you die or until you move on from this body, that you can have it now. Does that sum up kind of how you feel as you come into this room?
Yes.
I can feel you.
Yes.
I was telling Joan, I felt the love so much from every single human here. We are going to have a really great conversation because I can feel it so deeply. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing in this space, because we know there's a lot of energy here. And for all of us to be in a room, we are rippling magic out into this planet in ways that you might not see, but you will feel for years to come, just from this one space. So thank you for doing this with me. Thank you. Okay. I met Jonah by experiencing a near-death experience. It was one where I was calling it in. I wanted to leave this earth. I wanted that. I wanted to leave this body. I wanted to ascend. I wanted to be in the spiritual plane. I did not want to be in this body. I was a 200-pound person in a 5.5-foot body, and I was uncomfortable, and I was depressed, and I was grieving the loss of the love of my life. And in that moment, I thought, what's the point of being here? No one will ever love me again. I'll never have the life that I want, right? This thing was too much for me. And I know a lot of you can resonate with that. It's just too much sometimes. There's something that occurs and you're like, I can't do this. And so then we reach for things and we find a solution. We find something that helps for a time. And then we loop back around. And then we feel the sadness again. We feel the depression again. We feel the no, not again. I was doing so good. I was moving forward, and then something. Right? That's where I was when I was crying on my bed, saying, no more. I have been a really good spiritual soldier for about 20 years. Why is this so hard? And so I cried, and I asked Jonah, tell me, what do I do? And he came through, and he taught me this technique. And he said, this will bring you into the moment, into the now. This will end all of your past karma. It will fall away if you'll let it. So you can keep pulling it back in, but if you let it, it will fall away. And he came in to my body as he does, which I feel. He begins to ascend in through the top of the head and pours into the body. And then he merges with me. I am a conscious channel. I do not give my body over to another being. I know, just like I know for every single one of you, you are a higher dimensional being. You do not need to move aside for anyone. You get to be there with them. You are that. So I work with Jonah. And I'm so grateful for it. So this technique, I'd like to share it with you. And I'm going to invite you to just move through the process with me. You don't need to do anything special. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, but I am going to invite you to, I'm just going to give you my intention for the room. My intention for the room is that you know that I am here on behalf of the divine. I am here on the behalf of love, of light, of higher consciousness. I do not open up this space to everyone else who's here too. There are other energies here, and they are not present in this room. So we will welcome in the love. We will welcome in the peace. We will welcome in that higher consciousness. And then we can be open. We are safe. We are safe to open fully and to receive the divine energy of our own being, the divine energy of source, whatever you call that. I will use that language source often. I mean God, I mean goddess, I mean the divine, I mean angel, I mean whatever word is the one for you. All is welcome here from that space. All right, so I'm going to invite you, as everybody welcome, thank you for being here. If you can find a comfortable place to be, and even if you need to sit on the floor, I think we're all family here. Yeah, thank you. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. And I'm going to walk us through a process. You'll hear me just talking along the way. And if you lose my voice and just have an experience, that's fantastic too. What we're doing is only going to be a couple of minutes. It is a mindfulness practice. We're going to use consciousness and the energy from the universe. And it will feel good. So closing your eyes and bringing attention to the body-mind, the body itself, where the breath flows through. There is a material body in which we are engaging in this space, in which you bring the love and light of your divine being into this world. And we bring our attention to the breath. The breath that flows down through the nose and fills the body down below, flowing through gravity down into the body. And then it moves up in an energetic field. That breath naturally wants to move back up out of the body, through the mouth, through the nose, whatever feels good to you. And just being aware that this body right now is being regulated by a material heart, by a heart in the chest that is pumping and moving life fluids into this space using 4 beautiful ventricles of energy. And we're just moving that life force, nurturing and caring for this body. But it is connected to something more. It is inspired to beat and to give life force to this body by something beyond it, something around it. There's an energetic field around it that is inspiring the physical heart to move. And you can bring your awareness to that field around the heart. You can imagine it like a donut or a torus field in constant motion, moving with 4 unique frequencies of energy. This energetic heart, this wave aspect of the heart, receives source energy all the time. It is connected to source, and it is connected to your higher self. And this is the energy that is moving down through the body and amplifying your body here now. It pours down into this energetic heart, and it creates a gravitational field of you, a signature of you. Another stream of energy is working on your behalf to energetically move out anything that is moving into entropy, anything that no longer belongs with your desires, who you are, what you want. It moves it out. Sometimes the physical body feels tears or coughing or clearing or yawning, and all is a representation of that release that is happening all the time. There is another stream of energy that is called strong force. This strong force is moving from the heart, and it is connecting to all beings all the time. And it is moving your vibrational signature out into the world to connect you with what you want, what you know is yours, connecting you to the frequencies of you. So being aware that this exists helps to open up the body to remember that it is more than the material self. It was never intended to be here alone. It's always been connected to source and to your higher self. And with that, we move our awareness to the top of the head. And from the top of the head, we feel this flow that's moving down into the heart. We feel it pouring down through the top of the head. We feel source. We feel the essence of ourselves pouring down through the top of the head. connecting with the heart. And as it connects with the heart, it begins to disperse a stronger sense of self, more of your wave self, more of your unseen energetic self begins to move through this physical body to become one with it. As you feel the feelings of openness, accepting, receiving, being with you, being with Source. Beautiful. And imagining in the space just before the forehead, your inner eye begins to become aware of a shape just in front of the body. And this shape is an infinity, and it's moving in front of you from top to bottom, starting at the top of the head down to the bottom of the feet. And you notice that it's moving in an energetic flow from the top left. You see it, you can see it tracing, you can follow the energy down from the left, crossing, moving around the bottom, and creating this infinity, moving back up to the top of the head in front of you. It is a symbol of now. It is a symbol of infinite time now. All that was collapses. All that is now. All that you desire is now. And just imagining what it is that you do want. And placing that in your mind's eye. Just a word or a sensation. And now we're going to imagine that infinity moving into the body. So imagine that symbol coming into the body because it already is. You have this energy flowing in a limitless pattern in all directions. Energy flowing from the top of the head down through the heart. And as it passes through the heart amplifies in acceptance of your intention. And you feel the flow of your intention pouring down through this circuit of energy, this infinity. And just tracing it down and around the bottom of the feet, back up around through the heart as you accept more. Moving up and around the top of the head. And now tracing this on your own 3 times, just following this infinity, just following this circuit and feeling love and acceptance. As the universe says, I hear you and what you want. I am with you. I am creating with you. I have been waiting for your affirmation. As it just continues to move through the circuit. And you feel the whole body responding. You may notice temperature change or sensations in the body. Whatever you feel is exactly as the body needs to be now. Beautiful. And if you choose, you can feel that the heart is opening and wanting to express out into this room, into the love, into the energy of these incredible divine beings. The desire to share this love into the room. And just open the front of the heart and let it flow. It is safe to share that love. It is safe to express that love. That love is a frequency and nothing more as it's amplified into the room. And then you feel the love pouring back through the back of your heart as you open to receive more of this flow. You feel the room pouring love into the back of the heart as you continue to share from the front of the heart. As we share an intention out to the expo around us. What energy would you love to share with this space? I'm just imagining it moving out now, connecting with the quantum field and everything around. Beautiful. Now this energy will continue to move through you for quite some time. I'm going to invite you to gently bring your awareness back to the body-mind. And open your eyes. Now we chose to experience this love flowing through, coming directly from the essence above. There are 3 aspects of your being that we talk about in the book, just as an introduction to understand just how simple all of this is. For many, many years, there's been a complication to your connection. There has been a lot of tools and necessities and hoops you need to leap through in order to connect to the divine, and it is time to let all of that fall away. It's time for your karma to go. It's time for the hoops to drop. It's time for you just to tap in and decide to be your own divine source. You do not need anyone else to give it to you. You have it. And it's time for us to be brave enough to say, yes, I know this would help me. Outside of me, this would be amazing, but inside of me, I've already got it going on. Inside of me, it's already occurring. And so the journey of remembering that isn't always easy, because there's a lot of things you see outside of you, and your body mind was built to think it's you and to think it's the world outside, to think it's the mirror. And this is the shift we're going through. This is part of the shift we're going through, is the shift of, I'm not this material world. I'm not it. And this person that I see in you and in you isn't the body. That I'm feeling you, I'm experiencing you, and I'm giving you a package just to make it easier in this space. But we are something else. And it's okay for us to remember and walk through this world as if. And I've been doing that for a time now with a group. There's lots of other cuers in here, yes? Tell me the cuers. I didn't hear. Yeah. Thank you. We are walking through this world, and it isn't always easy, but it gets easier when we get faster at remembering. So I'm here today with Jonah to open up this space, to say, how can I support? What questions can we answer? How can we be a mirror for you, not be the oracle for you? How can we be the mirror for you so that you remember how to be in that connection with you, to remember what the universe is trying to show you? We will speak back through this microphone into this space what you already know at some level, so that you can hold this knowing for yourself. And we will help feel your frequency, and we've done this for a long time, and we can help see things that maybe you're not ready to see, or you weren't ready to see before this moment, and you invite yourself to see now. But we are not telling you what you know. We are just giving a mirror back to say, are you ready to see this? And you find your own words. So take with you what is for you, and whatever words work for you. We are working strictly on a frequency band that is intending to trigger your memory. So allow yourself to feel that as we're working in the field with you. We are primarily working in the field. It'll come out as words sometimes, but it's mostly the field. So may I open the floor? Does anyone have a question and feel like they can project their voice? I just have the one microphone. Yeah.
I'd like to know how to
Yeah. So I love this question with resistance because we all come to this place where the body says, I'm scared. And the body says, I've been going through some things and I've been alone. I've not known that I'm this connected. I've had moments and pockets where you've allowed me to be connected. And when I'm not connected or I forget and I think that I'm on my own and I need to make sure that I care for you and keep you safe because I'm a body and I'm here for fight flight. I'm here to make sure that you're safe and that this body makes it. It reaches a place of resistance because it's nervous that it is going to be held responsible. That whatever I do next, I'm on my own. I will be blamed. I will be shamed. I will be the one that has to take all of it. Yeah. So the resistance is, hello, resistance, I see you. Thank you. And I hear you that you feel alone and that you feel scared of what's next. And I'm willing to face you and feel you, and you are welcome here because I would feel the same. And so I have an inner dialogue with the body, and I say, thank you for letting me know that you need more of me. And then I will invite more of me in so you know that I'm with you and you're making this decision to move forward as a team, not on your own. I'm not going to hold you responsible for where this goes or what happens. I can see from a higher place, I connect with my essence, I connect with who I am, and I bring it into the body so that the body doesn't feel alone. Yes? You're welcome. Okay. Yeah. You have a question? Yeah.
Yeah. When you say how to have what you want, when you don't know what you want, is there a way to, this is what I'm looking for now, what do I want? That's the main question.
That is the main question. That is everybody's main question. It's what we come across 100% of the time when we're working with people is, I want something, but I'm listening to my body and what my body wants because my body is trying to avoid shame, my body is trying to avoid fear, my body wants to look good around the other bodies, my body wants to be attractive to other bodies, so I want all of those things. But then you can feel deep down that that's not what you want. You want something more. You want love, you want expansion, you want a connection, you want to have meaning, you want to give forth to, there's deeper things, yes? And some of those things come with material experiences. But how to know what you want is to deepen the relationship with who you actually are at a fuller capacity. The wholeness of you is to reach for the connection to your higher self, and as you're asking the question, connecting in with that higher essence and the body and saying, is this what we want as one? As this one being that I am, what do we want? And your higher self will not lie to you. The body may feel scared, but when the higher self is there, it's like the parent, right? It's that beautiful energy that says, I'm with you and we can have this. And so when I say that to you, you can feel it. I can feel you moving up to that space. Yes. Okay, can we be more clear with that for you, or does that give you what you needed?
It's just, I'm asking this question constantly, and most of the energy or most of the prayer or meditation I do is like focus on what you want and give it to you. But if I don't know what I want,
Yeah.
this
So the essence always knows. So the essence of you, and when we refer to the essence, we're talking about this the higher self, whatever level you want to perceive that. We feel that you perceive it already. So in that higher self, that energy, when it's flowing through, when you're really connecting with it, it always knows what you want. But the body-mind doesn't always want to listen to what it wants. It wants to do something else. And so then it feels this tension of the choice. So we can feel that you know exactly what you want. You just don't want to let go of the things that you thought you wanted. Right? Yeah. Right? So you're holding on to these things that are disrupting the flow of truth. But you know. We feel that you know. We don't feel that you're disconnected from this. And so being willing to notice the resistance, similar to the conversation we were just having, is noticing that resistance and saying, okay, in that resistance, I'm willing to face you. I feel the resistance. I feel that it'd be a lot more comfortable if I kept these things that I wanted. And I'm going to feel you. And then I'm going to say, you are free. Because there's something bigger for me that I don't fully understand, but I want it so much, and it wants me, and I'm going for it. Thank you. Yes?
what kind of exercise can I learn to remember the challenges that I endured from age 1 to 7 so that I can help me heal?
Yeah, so we will be really direct with you because the love we feel is much stronger than the body-mind desire in that question. So the body-mind really has this desire to be accurate and right and to know the things. Yes. But we love you so much and we really want you to understand that remembering that will not free you. There's no need to remember what it was. You are aware something occurred. And that being aware that you know what occurred, you can invite it to arise if it wants to be seen. But your willingness to accept that something occurred and it has caused a trauma for the body, my body is in trauma. Can I accept that my body is in trauma somewhere and the only way to let it go is to let it up and out? And that my trauma is a thought form that is stored in my body. It is energy in my body. It is quantum energy that has collected itself into the cells of the body. It has taken up space for you. And it reminds you because it has a particular texture. It has a particular feeling in the body. And it says, I'm here all the time, whether you're aware of it. And it's because as it starts to rise up, your mind wants to intellectualize it. And so then you keep it there until you know what it is. And you can just say, come on up and out. You can invite it to be free if you're willing to feel it. Yeah. So you can do this by invitation. You can also do this through meditation. You can do this through cue. By focusing your attention forward to what you want and being willing to face whatever rises up out of the body. If you're willing to feel it and face it, it'll be just a couple of minutes. But if you're willing to feel it with the tears, with whatever needs to arise, it will move up out of the body and it will show you what it was. You don't have to search for it. Help? Yeah, it's that, I want to feel that, yeah, and I want to know what it is first so I can hedge my bets and make sure I got this. Yeah.
Strategize.
I want to strategize this one. Yeah, it's best to let the body saved it, let the body release it. It knows what to do. Yeah. Yes.
I have two questions. Ever since I embodied my light body, I notice my wings more. But when I do certain things, I can feel the pain, and I can't distinguish between what am I doing wrong that my wing is being pulled or hurt. And another question is, I have a granddaughter who's 2 years old, and I'm always with her, and I love her so much. But how do I do the right thing of taking some time for myself to do the things that I need to do to help others and taking away the time from myself?
Yeah, you can feel there's this desire that is within your body field to be in a state of overwhelm and overgiving. Right? So there's an overgiving energy, which is the desire to embody more energy, and for many of you will feel this, the desire to be deeply embodied so that you can be of service and so that you can help and so that you can overgive. And so your receiving is atrophied, the receiving in the body. So you're willing to receive from the divine as long as you can give it out. But to receive it fully for you is the part to really let it anchor into the body, to let yourself have the space of just feeling being with you for no other purpose, but for your own divine beingness, for your own body to be whole. And then from that space, you can move forward and from your wholeness, ask the question, how can I be here to be of service to myself and to this beautiful grandchild? And to this beautiful grandchild, not to the beautiful grandchild first. So the most loving, expansive thing that wants to flow through humanity is not the me first from the mind, right? And we're seeing there's a lot of this. There's a me first from the mind that happens with so many. It's a me first from the flow of frequency, from the divine aspect that is I, so that I can amplify it and share it with the world. So you just aren't full all the time. And you'll know exactly what to do with your granddaughter. Yes? Okay. Yes, you. Yeah.
I feel like I have a huge monumental change coming up in my world on every level. And I can't quite figure out what that is. I know it's soon, and I know it's literally everything. Do you have any insight on that?
Yeah, you can. So when you move into, we were talking in the beginning, if you were here for the exercise we were doing, there's a part of your body that's always regulating the entropy and the expansion, right? The entropy and the evolution of your being. And really all that means is you're not becoming something else, you're not changing into anything else, but you're in a state of moving energy into a new pattern, right? So you have this new pattern that's emerging. And it's the pattern that's emerging right now in what you're feeling, which is why you're having a hard time making sense of it in the density of the material world. What will the pattern be when I see it? So you're creating this pattern inside of you, and it's a pattern that's filled with new frequency. It's a frequency of respecting yourself more, of valuing yourself more. There are energies that you've been bringing in to make those changes. You are unwilling to experience some of the pain that you had before. So a lot of these things are moving through your experience where they're subtly changing you and the pattern is changing, but you haven't quite landed onto where you're headed yet. You're still in the decision process. One of the challenges that you have in the change is you don't like to be the decision maker. You like to be the decision maker if you have all the information. You like to be the decision maker if you can see exactly where it's headed at, point F, G, Z, and then the next round of the alphabet, right? So you really want to see it all the way through, and this is the piece that's creating a bit of a challenge in the energetic expression of this new pattern, because this new pattern isn't as interested in being for the material world. It's a pattern that's wanting to be from the divine, flowing through you in a more expressive way. So your life is becoming more like a painting that is flowing out from you. It's more like an expression that you discover as you do it, a dance that's free, that wants more flexibility. So where you're headed is more flexible. Where you're headed is a letting go of a lot of things, and we feel the fear in that. So we feel the fear in, it won't look like this, and I'd like it to kind of look like that, but it's not going to. And so when we're in this state, what we want to do is really embrace that I am not this body in this world. There is something flowing through me that knows, that does not speak our language. But it flows through me just the same, and it knows, and it's guiding me, and it's guiding me through the way that I feel. It's guiding me through frequency and a knowing. It's guiding me through a sensation that moves through you like a wave through the body. And when that wave comes in, sometimes you feel it like heat, sometimes you feel it like it catches your attention in the body. We can feel that. And as it's coming through, you then start to feel like I should go this way, but I don't, and then you feel tension. You get a subtle sensation, and you're getting better at hearing the subtle sensations, which are the frequency, but you're waiting until they're emotion. So you're getting pulled in a direction, and then you're like, but I've got to finish this thing over here, but you can feel yourself being pulled over here. And so the pattern is kind of, it's weaving together slowly into the new. As you're expanding, you are accurate. You're changing people. And by changing people, we mean you are moving into new groups of people, that there are people around you right now that are, they're going. And you can feel it, and you can feel it early, and that's making you scared. And so you're making it hard for yourself to see the change that's coming in. And so in that respect, we can't tell you the change until you want to embrace the decisions and being willing to make the decisions that arise, that when that occurs and when I need to step away from this person or move into this place, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for me and the expression of me. Yes? It's a decision at a time, yeah. We can feel it, so it's not what's after. It's, I don't want to do the things along the way, but you're ready for that. Yeah. Thank you. We're just flowing with energy. We'll move back around. Yeah, you.
So I broke up with someone that I gave a lot of energy to a few months ago, and as soon as I did that, all the energy I used to give them kind of shot back at me. So I have a lot of energy, but it feels kind of volatile. And I'm confused as to how to handle that energy.
Yeah, so the infinity. We want to talk about this biogeometry. Biogeometry is an incredible trigger. The human body is triggered by mathematics. So mathematics are a big part of bringing the body back to itself. So everything that's happening, your emotions, the frequencies, what you're seeing patterns and faces, everything here is a mathematical calculation that triggers a response in the body. So when you're feeling like your energy is out of sync and out of alignment, you can use infinity. Infinity, if you bring this to your mind's eye, but you bring it in front of the body or in front of the mind's eye, and you move with it in a pattern from the left down to the right, you actually create a geometric trigger. That geometric trigger will bring you now. And in this now, and when you're feeling the energy, and we're sharing this with you because when you're feeling the overwhelm, the expansiveness of that energy, what it's really inviting is I want to be whole, and I want to be whole right now, and I am only now, but I'm feeling myself in the past and in the future, and I'm in between these spaces, and before I can move forward, I must be now. So infinity will help breed that trigger that helps your body mind, not your higher self. Your higher self is already now, but your body mind is the one that needs our assistance. So the body needs to remember I'm here now. The energy that the body holds is then directed by your higher self. So you can bring your awareness once the body is here and now. You can bring your awareness to the space above the head. I would like to experience this from my state of wholeness. I am whole now, and I'd like to experience this. And then you direct the flow of frequency from the universe, just like in the atmosphere right now, you could pull moisture out of the air, you could pull electricity out of the air, and you can direct that energy in very deliberate ways. You can do this with your being, with your body, with your intention. It works as a conscious antenna, and it says, I would like the frequency of. Now the key here is not the frequency of an emotion like I would like my needs met or I would like to be appreciated by others. It is I would like to feel the wholeness of my being in absolute divine adoration and love for myself. And whatever frequencies want to come in, but we feel the love very much. So just being, saying I can get that frequency from around me into me. I do not need to give my energy to another or receive my energy from another in order to be whole. I am whole now. Yes, okay. There it clicked. Okay. Yeah.
I spent 2 decades working on my career, and it's doing well, but everything else is stagnant.
Yeah.
Social, love life, community. It's like golden handcuffs, but I've spent almost 2 decades working on it. And everything's telling me to leave.
Yes.
This state.
Yeah.
Can you rephrase that for the radio?
Absolutely. So the essence of her point, her turning point right now, is that she spent 2 decades developing a career when she's been this divine human who wants to know how to listen to her higher voice when her higher voice is saying, I need to go, I need to do something else because I have not taken care of the other parts of my life. Yes? Okay. Anyone else feel that question?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you not go? You have developed a career, and you are not a career. You are a divine being flowing through this body that says, I can no longer hold out on being all of me because I feel my family awakening. I feel my family ascending. I feel my family expanding. I feel that everyone's moving in the direction of this extraordinary light, and I have built a life in the material world, and I have built something that's extraordinary, and it's been my identity, and I don't want to let go of this identity because I don't know who I am in the light. I don't know who I am when I take care of me, when I love me, when I flow that frequency through me out into the world. I don't know who I'll be, and I don't know if I will like me. I don't know if I'll be safe. I don't know if I will be okay. This is the feeling that's happening right now because the body feels like I have done all this stuff and I should get all the reward for all of that, and I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm not happy because it wasn't what you wanted. You didn't want a career. Your body wanted a career. The safety part of you, family, 20 generations back wanted you to have this career. Look at what they've done to get you here, to create this opportunity where you could build this thing, and it's for so many people, and it's for the people after. And it has forgotten something so sacred, which is the divine being that flows through you, that is coming through you and everyone else saying enough already with the material world. It is a playground, it is a place to play, it is a place to remember who you are. And do you not deserve to be the expression of that in the way that you knew you came here to be? That is the question that's moving through your body at this time. Am I really that? Do I really deserve that? So your worth is adjusting. Your worth is moving from, my worth is this thing I've done, to, oh shoot, I'm the worth. I thought it was there, but it was here, and I haven't been filling my body with it. I haven't been letting myself be the worth. I have been projecting myself out to the career. So how do we do this? We do come back to, and we don't mean to be flippant or to take lightly the intensity of the resistance. But we say, listen to the conversation we had about the resistance. What you're feeling is resistance to a truth. It is a truth that you are leaving. You know this in your being. And so to be resistant to the truth is the suffering that you're experiencing. And so to face the truth of, I know it's time to go, doesn't mean you have to quit today. What it means is you get to be integral with you today. You get to hear yourself. You get to be connected with yourself today. And from there, you get to hear yourself and what you really want, to understand that you have divine abundance, you have acceptance, you have this extraordinary life that can come through that doesn't ask you to separate yourself from all of you in order to be taken care of. In fact, when you come into alignment with the wholeness of who you are, and you allow yourself to flow your frequency through the body full time, not only will you create the wealth that you want, you won't do it as a career, you'll do it as a divine being that is creating ripples of impact across the world in ways you can't understand. What you give and receive and feel in the world will be expanded, and your time has come for that. Can you feel the resistance moving? Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also like, what would you like?
Right.
You know, that's also another.
Yeah. We hear you, body, mind. Where do I go? I can't possibly already be where I am. I got to go somewhere in order for this thing to work out, in order for me to really be on the path. And again, we're not being flippant with you. We're saying we see you and we hear you, and we're just addressing the body, saying there's nowhere to go in this moment because you haven't decided what's next. But where you go is a place of full expression. And where you go is in a place where you're allowed to hear the music that is rising up through your spine, that wants to express itself. There is a tone to you. There is a sound to you. There is a movement of sound that wants to move through you, and it wants to direct you. It wants to actually guide you, that you're being communicated with song, with voice, with music, with you hear things and they're calling you. So your divine voice is speaking to you through the radio. Nobody listens to the radio, but through the devices that you're plugged into, right? So as you're connected with that, you are being spoken to through these divine voices that channeled music through and said, I am talking to you, and can you hear the resonance of the sound that's rising up through you? But that's what's trying to talk to you moving forward. Yeah, you understand that. Okay. Yes.
Yes. So I know that I'm moving into the Aquarian age, we find ourselves in spiritual and everything, although there's still a lot of energy from the Piscean age. And so there's some people that I was involved with, narcissists, and I've been very clear about go away. We're talking for a long time, but they're still stalking me and creating a lot of challenges in my life. How do I get rid of that?
Yeah. Well, first, thank you, narcissists, because they really represent the transition. Yes. So I think everyone can say thank you to a narcissist or 20 or 100. Yeah? Okay. So we do thank that energy because as the intensity of mind amps up. So she's asking about the transition from Pisces into Aquarius and how we're noticing that the mind is finding its transit. The mind is finding its expression to its peak of insanity, to its peak of insane expression as an ego that really wants to hold on to the body and convince you that that ego is spiritual. Just listen in, listen up. That's what's creating the narcissism. Is it can only be through me that I must be special, and that is your clue. The moment you have that craving, and I'm speaking to those empaths as well who are on that transition who still want to be special. I tell you, you are special. You are not more special in the moment you can say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that each person in this room is so freaking special, and we found each other. We found each other in a way where we can be special. And we can do this together. We can recognize who we are as it flows through this body. And so then I can look at that narcissist and thank you for showing me this transition. Thank you for showing me this space. And I will continue to be with you until you are grateful, until you see me without resistance. And then in your gratitude, you don't try to be nice. We see you. Because part of that is, if the narcissist leaves, I won't be special, I won't be their target. And so we say that with love because it's important to see the frequency as it's adjusting and the purpose of the narcissist. Is they pretend to not see you while seeing you, and if you're an empath, you love it. Let them go. See yourself. And then be willing to be one that sees others because you see you, not because they need it. An empath's job is not to sprinkle empathy around the planet. We're just creating more narcissism. Stop doing that. Okay. All the way to the back, you're welcome.
So, sometimes I feel like I don't want to do this whole material thing, and I know that we have to have like a healthy relationship with money, but I don't really want to do any of that. I honestly just want to be like in nature and just stay there forever. But I know it's something that we have to do. So I guess I just want to know like how can I, or majority of us would want to know how can we build like a healthy relationship with money, where we can still feel free.
So that's a fun question.
Yeah.
Right. So how do I have a healthy relationship because I should? Because people have told me that I should have a really healthy relationship with money because that's how we're going to do this, right? That's how we're going to pretend we're leaving the material world, is if we do all the things we should do in the material world so that we can pretend we're not obsessed with the material world so that we can ascend. So I can just go be with the trees that are bark and roots and things, right? So let's talk about that. Let's just interrupt that, which is what we're doing with the energy. As we're moving the energy, we are letting go of I should do anything with money. Money is paper. We chop down trees to make it. We make all kinds of digital transactions to create it. Money means absolutely nothing but an expression. It means nothing more than the hat that's in season. Yes? Yeah. So it is just that. It's just a representation. So a healthy relationship, the only healthy relationship is the one with your wholeness. When you are whole, you're missing nothing. There is nothing you need outside of you. You didn't come here to be money.
How can I guess, now thinking about it more like, how can I get out of my own way to hear that?
Yeah, stop interrupting us. Yeah, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. You're doing it now and your body is doing what it does. It creates this resistance. Yes. So the resistance is, I hear you, but I don't want to because I got to let go of the money. Right? She's going to tell me that I got to let go of that. Yeah, I am. So, but what I'm going to tell you is you're not letting go of the abundance. You're not letting go of the flow of wealth. I really, really love my Jeep. I love it. It's fun to drive. It's a blast. I really love showering and having really convenient things. I love the experience of wealth and abundance. It's fantastic. It's a natural expression of me. And it is of you. But it's the natural expression of something that is a mix of value and worth. You can have as much value and worth as you want if you're willing to be whole and let it in. It is something that moves through you. It's a frequency. It's a wave. There's a wave pattern that you can learn to identify, and you can call that in by directing in, well, what is that feeling? Learning who you are and what you feel like will accelerate it. So that's something that, if you're interested, I can tell you after how to do that. It's free. So as you connect into who you are, it becomes easier to then connect into this frequency of value and wealth. So value and wealth feel different. They're different frequencies, but they're very close. They're like twins. One looks a little different than the other, but they're very close. And when you call them in, they feel just a little bit different, and they begin to move into your body, and they move in like a welcome blanket that is just moving through you and begins to shift the overall vibration of your body. As you embody that, then money has no choice but to go where its source is, where the animation of it is. There is something animating the flow of money, and it's not the dollars or the bankers or the suits hiding in some bunker somewhere. They're not controlling the flow, but they want you to think they are. You are controlling the flow. Let it in. They've convinced us to stop letting it in. Yes.
And it's kind of following to that, because I've been listening and hearing about that. Once you get into yourself and you're fully deep into it, there is a point where you don't care about the money, you don't care about the material things. And it's where my resistance is, because, hey, no, I want the material, I want the money. So it's, I'm like, they're like, I don't know how to move, because I'm afraid to channel on that, because they say once you are in there, you don't care even to use shoes or eat or clothes.
Right.
Say, I want to, I want
Right.
that. So
That's the trick. That's how you've been convinced outside of yourself. You've been convinced that if you really let spirit in and you let yourself be who you are, that for some reason this spirit that knew how to get into a baby body and find its way into this world somehow doesn't know you need the things to experience it. And that you need to somehow bow to the material, the matter, the molecules, the tiny, tiny, tiny piece of this world. That it gets to be the God for you. And you can't dare abandon it, because what will the material items do? Because if I'm not thinking about the material things, they don't exist. If I am not conscious of what's happening in this room, and this floor, and that mountain, they don't exist. If there's no consciousness to experience it, they don't exist. The power that is held through the conscious focus is immense. And so it is doing everything that it can, and we are meaning the body, mind, and other energies, and we won't go into all of the complexity of that world that really wants to keep you focused there. We will say there is a desire for your focus to stay upon them, no different than the narcissist. Keep focused on me so that I exist. But what really is happening is you're being asked to focus on something that animates and creates reality, so that you can create something better than you thought you wanted before. Your fear that you will lose it is your fear you'll lose your identity. You identify with the material world, and that's okay. But you can let go. Yes. And so it's the safety of that, the resistance. I'm afraid of letting go, because I'm afraid that I won't be okay here, and you will be okay here. You will beyond. Yes.
Can you come louder?
Sorry.
I know the mind can really create a lot of things, and being part of your heart and walk with your heart, because the heart is like much bigger than the mind. And so, and I've been doing it since I remember myself. I'd like to know if you can tell us a little bit about you, because
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a couple of things there. There's the heart is bigger than the mind. Not exactly accurate. So there's an expanded version of you that is whole, that is all of that. And your heart and your mind work together, but not the body-mind. They're not separate. They're working together, and when they're apart, they like to compete for size. And it's not relevant, right? It's like saying that, a small diamond is worth less than a giant car. They just are different. There's the size isn't relevant, right? They're one. So when you ask about us, from a place of feeling us, what does the mind want to understand about us?
It's not the mind. The mind, of course, is connected to the heart, absolutely, otherwise we cannot be here. But I'm kind of interested of knowing, where you're from,
Yeah.
And what you are, like, why are you here? What is it for you to learn from human, from Earth?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's,
I'm here with
it's
you,
also
yeah.
fun for us, like it's fun for you guys.
Yeah.
To have some kind of, you know, experience and understanding, you know.
Beautiful.
It's like you're expanding more.
Yeah.
Being in the box like here on the planet Earth.
I get it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking the question. We did write a book with the story. Right there. But I will say that, you know, and I began in the beginning with this began as a near-death experience where the reason that we do this is because one day I chose to live. And one day I chose to live here in this body and not leave it. And when I chose to stay here in this body and not leave it, it was the most glorious experience from that day forward. And I don't mean all the things worked out perfectly. It was a journey. But what happened was the understanding that we are not trying to escape from here. We are trying to bring it all in and be fully here. And by fully here, there's, you know, a caveat to that because it doesn't mean just here materially, but to be aware of ourselves at a much grander perspective and to really understand that. The bliss for me is in discovering that with you. That is the only intention here, is to understand it with you. With every question, we understand more. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. White jacket.
So I've had this skin issue element for like the past 27 years, and for the past 19 years, I've been consistently working to heal it. And no matter how much spiritual growth or physical, topical things that I use, or prayers or meditations, or getting to like find the deep root of it, nothing has helped. So I don't know, like, I know what my issues are, and I'm trying to work with them and you know, get better. But like, no matter how much work I've done, like,
Yeah.
it's still there.
We understand. How many have done all the work, all the things, all the courses, all the books? Yeah. And then somebody else comes out with another one that you've done 42 times, but you do it again. This time I'm going to get it, and I'm going to understand the one thing in my issues that's going to fix it. Here's the secret. Your issue doesn't need to be fixed. There is no issue to find to fix you. You are not broken.
It hurts.
I understand. We don't say that to disregard the body, and the body will want to fight with that resistance to say, no, this pain matters more than my higher self. This pain the body is feeling is bigger than me. And we say that's not true. It is not bigger than you. It is a body sensation that you're feeling, and you are so much bigger, and you are whole. And the love of the universe wants to pour into your body to give you ease right now. And if you would open the top of your head and allow divine source in. So you're doing it. You're doing wonderfully. And we say today, do it one more time. It's not that you haven't done it. It's being in a state of, I deserve the flow of the divine all the time, 24/7. I don't need to go to a healing session to go get something outside of me. I decide today that I am a divine whole being, and I will let it all in all the time today. I am whole. So today, right now in this moment, you are not feeling whole. And so we are here with you to lovingly reflect back that in this moment, you feel like something is not fixed. In this moment. And we do not see you that way. We see you as whole. And to breathe in, and there is any resistance the body has to being whole, to wanting to defend this pain. Can I let go and for a moment realize that I am bigger than this pain? And each one is just a moment. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter what you'll do tomorrow. It matters in this moment, will I see myself as whole? And will I let myself feel myself as whole, not just intellectualize that I am whole? Will I let myself feel it? And when my body cries and says, here's the place I still don't feel whole, will I allow the direction of my focus to go into the pain instead of out of it? Instead of I want to fix this, to go, I see you and you're screaming, and I am going to pour my divine love into you, and I'm going to be with you. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to fill you with divine wholeness. And then whatever is here, that is no longer in sync with my well-being, that is no longer in sync with my journey. If you have a message to share, please share it as you rise up. I see you, I love you, and you are free. You are free to be wherever you need to be, but I no longer need you. I love you. And you no longer need me. What's happening here is an expression of love moving through my body, and that is where I choose to resonate. And I choose to let go of the chase, the looking for the healing anymore, because sometimes humans move through their trauma, and they move through the bulk of it, and they do the necessary healing. We are not here to say healing is not appropriate. There are times when that part of the journey is the part of the journey. But there are times when you have done it, and you have done it, and you have done it, and you understand that you are complete, and something else wants to transcend now. And that is where you are. You are here to transcend this experience, not fix it. Yeah. And so the love of that, we can feel it softening in the body, the falling in love with thank you for being here for my transcendence. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I have another question that expands on the financial money issue. So I do have an idea of all this change is happening, and it's happening, and I'm excited about it. I kind of know where I'm going, so very exciting. And I like being in my higher self. I feel very connected there. When I come here to the 3D holographic projection, it feels like it kind of blocks me from being my natural big light. So, and the things I'm going to be doing are really exciting, but I feel like the conversation about the money and the trees, the money thing is still like, well, I need the money to create that new thing
Right.
I'm doing, so
We gotcha.
it'll take me in a circle.
We see the circle. We've seen it in the room. So this circle it's a funny one when we start to break it apart, because you've got this really big work to do. And you really like being out here. And so we're wondering where the big work is. Is it out here?
It's out here and here. It's about
Awesome.
crossing over.
Thank you. Do you see how we're breaking this apart? It's not out here. It's out here and here.
Right.
It's in both places, because that's where you're intended to be, is in both places. You're not meant to be here and then here. You're meant to be here.
Right. So that's where I was trying. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, it's okay. You are intended to be here. Don't go there and then come here. Go there and say, come on in. Be here with the material with me. Walk in this material world like the divine being that I am. Feel us. Walk in this world like the divine being. You're not an interpreter for that space.
Right.
You're bringing the space here,
Right.
and you're speaking as it, just like you've been speaking for the body all these years when you're in the body. You're letting go of that world to be in the body, and for things that you don't like, that you have deemed unspiritual or a hassle, right? And we say, unfortunately, you're still going to have to go to the bathroom and do all those things, and you're going to still have to engage with these material ideas of expression. And they're part of being in this part of the molecular structure, this part of what's happening. And you want to do it here. You actually aren't excited about doing it there. You're like, I want to do it here. So you need to get yourself all in to do it here, but not as a material being. Don't leave all of that behind. Be with it all the time. Don't shut it off. You're tuning it you're like putting it in a box or turning the station off and be like, I'll be back. We'll go to work later, but I'm going to go over here and be material now. Don't do that.
Right, which feels uncomfortable.
It would be, because you can feel the bliss of the expansion of yourself, and you're like, that's cool, but I don't want to abuse that, and I don't want to keep you from whatever you're doing. That energy is here to do this with you. They're here to be with you full time. Do you understand the value of you in this body?
Yes.
Good.
And I understand how to channel that to be
Yeah.
have that. It's almost like then in the work, how do you keep the two blended? Because people, like, we can talk like this here, but when I get out in reality, I gotta.
Yeah, that damn reality. So here's what I want to tell reality, is we made reality in our image, and until you're willing to go be in reality as yourself, it'll never change. And we are here to change that. We are here to come into these bodies and the fullness of ourselves and express in all of the world, not just the make-believe world. This is not make-believe over here. There is no real world. We're in all the worlds. Be in them. Be the brave one. That's the reason you're here. You are here to be brave, not to be quiet, not be behind the scenes. So that's the answer. And we don't always like that answer because we like to think, well, I just like to pretend, it's spiritual work and then do the thing. Yeah.
Exactly what's happening.
Sorry. You can't have it both ways. You can't do the big work and then go pretend to be something else half the time. It takes someone all in to do that big work. So you just decide, I'm all in. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes.
How do I identify the blockages and what mountain am I supposed to climb or go through to connect with my higher self?
Do you like mountains? She asked how she could climb, which mountain to climb. I love you, yes. If you like to climb mountains, that's awesome.
Well, fine. Instead of climbing, go through it.
Yeah.
Go through it.
Yes, we love you. That's exactly what you do. So instead of needing to know, and this is similar to what we talked about over here in this side of the room, is that instead of needing to know, it's only the mind body that needs to know. Your higher self already knows. So when you're just in the body's like, I just need to know. I want to have the information. I want to be dependent on the information. I want to be dependent on the intellect. The intellect is going to set me free because then I won't have to feel it in my body. I can just know it and I can move on. I don't have to actually feel things. So this is what's happening, and it's not just the feeling of the emotion, it's the feeling of the expanded frequencies of creation. You guys are scared to death to feel creation move through you and to ask you to do things that are big. Right. So if I don't cross that mountain, if I don't go through it, I don't have to do the big things. And so I need to know what they all are so I can sort that out and I can color code it and I can put it in files. In fact, I'm going to get a different colored journal for each one. And so the things that are related to this, right? You see you. Yeah. So what if you could do big things because you are so much bigger already? What if you can see over the mountain? What if you can move through it? What if when you feel something arising that feels like a block, you say, I see you, block. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the thing that helped me not go because I was just a little bit scared still. Because there's nothing wrong with being just a little bit scared of the power that can flow through me of this being, because as humans, we were left here without instructions. We were left here without guides. We had very few of them. And now you're letting more in and you're letting more energy guide you, but you're scared. But they're here. You're not alone. And so you can listen to that energy and say, okay, I'm a little bit scared, and I'm just going to walk through that and just be a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared of my power, so can you be easy with me as we move through this? And I'm going to just walk through this. I'm going to feel it, whatever that fear is, whatever that feeling is, whatever, my mom said when I was 3, or whatever the thing is. I'm just going to be like, if it arises, I'm going to feel it, but I'm going to say, you're free to go because I'm here to do big things, and I'm ready to be in the bigness of my being. I'm ready. And so you get to decide that. You get to decide if you're ready to be in the bigness, and it doesn't mean you're going to be shot out of a cannon to your bigness. You're going to be okay, right? You're going to be gently guided into the expansion of who you are because you're guiding you at a higher level. It's you, and you know what to do. It's you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. We feel something back here. Yes? Okay. Do I feel something back here too?
So I had or have a big goal, many big goals, and I feel like I set things up sort of I put stuff out, let it go, and it came to me. And now I've got my next sort of big goals coming to me, and I can see them and they're very clear. But I feel like I'm very stuck between, I feel like I'm in the middle of two and I'm very stuck. And I get very panicked when I'm so close to the next step. And I feel very kind of forceful and kind of I don't, the first bit was easy, this bit should be even easier to the next bit, and I'm just like battling with myself. Even just like sitting here, I was like, maybe my question isn't being answered because my higher self is saying, Charlie, you need to work this out yourself. Like, and don't just, I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, we're here to work it out just in mirror to you. You are working this out yourself, and you're actually aware of it. We can actually feel you very clear as to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're very, very clear in the resistance of, but if I let go too soon, then I might not be safe as I walk over, because we can feel you in your consciousness going, my big goal over here is really lovely, and it's comfy, and I've got the couch, and we're snuggly, and then I've got to walk this rope that's really thin because there's not a lot built here, and I could fall. And so I'm walking on this rope, and I feel alone. And I've got to get across this over to the other goal. And so this is the part you're afraid of heights, you're afraid of falling, you're afraid of the in-between. And so that's where you need to expand you need to bring the light into your body. And we mean this literally, bring more light in, bring more of your source in so that you can light the way and see that it's nets and it's clouds and it's hands waiting to catch you. There is no dark space there. You are held. You don't look. Because you're afraid if I look down, I might fall. But they're all around. They're down, they're here, they're all over, and they're you. Yeah. You know. Okay. Good. And it's good you're releasing, because you're letting that go, that fear that you've been holding that in of, I just don't think I can walk that rope, and so I'm just going to keep going back, because it's like you start to feel it go, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You.
Could you speak a little bit more about, I fully hear the bringing them in and walking, the bringing them into this world, right? Not here, not there.
Yeah.
I think for so much of my life that was something's wrong with me, which has now turned into look what I can do, and I need to move into look what we can all do.
Yes. That's the progression. You're exactly on path, right? It is that place of look what we all can do, and I have the intention to now see look what we all can do. And so when you look at what we all can do, you stop trying to prove yourself. So you notice and catch yourself in those moments, oh, look, I can bring this being in, I can bring this energy in, look what I can do this healing, I can do this. I'm so intuitive, I can, all the things. I can see that before it happens, all of that, awesome. And so can they, right? And so the reason that we do that isn't to demean. We don't let go of the specialness so that we are then invisible. Right? There's an energy of now amplifying who you are so that you can show up for your piece of the puzzle. And that you can shine from that piece of the puzzle, and you can do the part you came here to do along with everyone else, that each person has a piece. It doesn't take away from your unique, extraordinary ability to connect. In fact, it expands you so that the people who want to be in your energy, just like this room of beings who want to be in this energy, they know. And they come to you. And you stop efforting to say, look what I can do. So you're releasing the need to say, look what I can do. You're not releasing your impact. You're expanding your impact into more. Are you ready? Yes. Yeah, that's it. You make the choice forward. You don't go backwards. How do I let this go? Letting it go is the same as everything else. I see you and you're free. What I do see is where I'm going. And I'm going to a place where I make impact every freaking day, and people are like, look at all the impact she's making. I want to do that too. And then you inspire a ripple of impact around the world that doesn't need you to be impactful in a special room, but you can go, I just am with you, and I'm impacting you. Because you're impacting me. Yeah, okay, you got that. Just moving. Okay. Green.
I really want to get back into art.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm always, like, every time I am in front of a canvas, I'm just, like, stuck. And I want to know, why am I blocking myself?
Yeah. So you have done what many humans have done, is decided that an output is your expression. So you've made a decision that when for you, you're remembering a past energy. You're remembering a past energy that when I created this art, I felt so good. I was being creative and it was flowing. And so you're attaching an outcome to your expression. But your expression has expanded because you've grown and changed. And there's things that occurred. And how you want to express wants a new way. It says, I see this canvas. I've been here, done that. I got the t-shirt. I got the paint all over it. I want something expanded that you don't yet see. Will you let it in? Will you let yourself be guided to pick up the canvas instead of getting the canvas and saying, guides, show up? Be guided to where your expression will be. Allow yourself to say, use me, creative frequency. Use this divine body in the way that its spectacular muscles twitch and move and create things. Use this body to move something out into an expression in the world. You bring your attention to the frequency of creation. I want to merge with and be with and create with the divine in creation specifically through the form of art or movement. Give it a direction and a frequency, and you begin to feel this as it comes through. You can go, well, what does that feel like? What did it feel like when I was painting? Because that was the frequency, not the output. It was the frequency you want to feel. You don't care about the canvas. You care that that moves through you because you loved how it felt. You don't get back into painting on a canvas because of any other reason than the divinity that flowed. Yeah. So just get to the divinity and see what new thing are we going to do. Because it's a new thing. Okay, we got just a couple of minutes left, so we'll take a couple of questions. So we'll start here. My sweater, yeah.
As someone who's been wanting to embody more of like the divine feminine and not chasing to have these manifestations come right, which is so foreign to me, what advice would you give me as someone who like has a lot to fall here? So, but I feel also this energy of wanting to put myself out there, but at the same time not wanting to overdo that and like exert myself so much and not let like more manifestation become less. If that makes sense.
So you're afraid that if you slow down, more things will come?
It's maybe.
Okay, yeah, we feel that in you.
Well, it's almost like trusting that that's possible because society says like the that's how you make shit happen.
Okay.
But I know in my highest self that actually receiving and like doing less more can happen.
Yeah.
But it's like trusting, it's like trusting.
So you understand that your life is still early and that you're not going soon, yes? Do you understand this in your being? Like if I really ask the question, it sounds silly at first, but you understand that you're here longer than a few days? Okay. And that all the things that you want to do will unfold. And that you can do the next thing. And that you get to be in charge of the next thing. And that the outside world doesn't have to be in charge of the next thing for you, but only you can decide that. And that even when you step back, the flow of your frequency is still coded with, I choose to do the next thing, not all the things. Yeah, I do the next thing. And you get to be in charge of the next thing all the way along. And you know, life will throw some things at you. You didn't know were the next things, but they're the next things. So just stay with the next thing. And then go, okay, now I'm ready for the next thing. And be with it. And all the things that are here, they will continue to show up when they're ready to be the next thing. You're good. Okay. Standing in the back.
This is a question as a mom. So, of course, my evolution has taken me 48 years. And now watching my kids who are 15 struggling with acne, who I feel doesn't like himself. My 12-year-old who's not really growing, really stuck. Just some advice on, do you just be present for them? Like, they already think I'm a little woo-woo because I go to the mind body. Just, yeah, like holding that space for them and trusting they're on their own journey, but.
Yeah. Well, you answered it, right? Because they either are on their own journey or they're not. You're either connected and always with the divine flow or you're not. So first let's start there because you're a little bit woo-woo if you were all the way in. Right? What if you didn't need the word, you just were it, and then people could decide if you were woo or beautiful or expanded. They could decide, and you just knew you were you. Yeah, that's just it's an unneeded label, right? You just are you, and you're embodying for the world to witness who you are, to be with that. I am this, and so for me, I remember, and so you demonstrate for your children who came into this world to learn uniquely from you, and whatever they're going to learn, their choice. Not yours. And so if you are connected to the divine, and you are whole, and you're all in with being you, Do they get a choice if they're all in with them, if they're all in with the material world? I have to stop. Are you all in with you? Oh, 5, okay. Thank you. I saw 0. Are you all in with you?
It's a journey. I'm getting there, but I am all in.
Say it again, because you can feel it. Your body's shaking. Are you all in with you?
Yes.
I'm all in with you. We're all in with you. All of it's all in with you. You are divinely guided and connected all the time. Is it only you? Did you choose when you did it? Yeah. Could your parents have helped you with that?
No, but I do feel guided
From not your parents?
No.
Right.
From my higher self.
So we want to break it to you that it doesn't matter how good a parent you are, how woo or embodied, how brilliantly you do this, it's not up to you. If they hear you, if they're guided, you just keep doing it and expressing the best you know how to lead. And a good leader lets the rest grow into their own leadership too. Are you willing to do that with them? Are you willing to demonstrate and show them how to lead their own sacred self? That's all you're here for. Nothing more. Yeah, we love you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We love you all. We wish we had more hours. We'd keep going, but next time. Okay, thank you.